Good morning. Welcome to Lesson 90, Course in Miracles. We are reviewing Lessons 79, Let Me Recognize the Problem So It Can Be Solved, and Lesson 80, Let Me Recognize My Problems Have Been Solved. And we will use Lesson 79 in the morning and Lesson 80 in the afternoon. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Let me realize today that the problem is always some form of grievance that I would cherish. Let me also understand that the solution is always a miracle with which I let the grievance be replaced. Today, I would remember the simplicity of salvation by reinforcing the lesson that there is one problem and one solution. The problem is a grievance. The solution is a miracle. And I invite the solution to come to me through my forgiveness of the grievance and my welcome of the miracle that takes its place. Specific applications of this idea might be in these forms. This presents a problem to me which I would have resolved. The miracle behind this grievance will resolve it for me. The answer to this problem is the miracle that it conceals. In Lesson 80, let me recognize my problems have been solved. I seem to have problems only because I am misusing time. I believe that the problem comes first and that time must elapse before it can be worked out. I do not see the problem and the answer simultaneous in their occurrence. That is because I do not yet realize that God has placed the answer together with the problem, so they cannot be separated by time. The Holy Spirit will teach me this if I will let Him, and I will understand it is impossible that I could have a problem which has not been solved already. These forms of the idea will be useful for specific applications. I need not wait for this to be resolved. The answer to this problem is already given me if I will accept it. Time cannot separate this problem from its solution. And that is Lesson 90. And that is the last day of our review. And I'm going to move on to Tina Spalding's before I comment. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Very few of you see problems in this way. Of course, problems are never ending in your world. Problems continue. As soon as you solve one problem, another problem appears. As soon as you resolve a grievance, another grievance pops up. This is because of the way your mind works. This is the idea being reviewed here, that you are separate from the solution. You are not separate because everything takes place in your mind. Your world reflects your consciousness, mind, actions, and beliefs about reality. So any problem manifested in front of you must come from within your consciousness, because that is what life is. Your life experiences, relationships, and values, everything come from within your consciousness. You are the creator. You are the projector. All faults on the movie screen of your life come from the projector. That means the solution is found behind the fault in the projecting mind. The projector creates and miscreates the life that you live, and the problems demonstrate a distortion within that projector. A little bit of dirt on the lens of the projector of your life, if you will. Now, you know running up to the movie screen and trying to change things on it is absolutely pointless. You know that trying to change your hairstyle in the mirror is absolutely pointless. You must go to the origin of the issue. We want you to clearly understand that your problems manifested in front of you are within your mind, and therefore are yours to correct. You must choose the miracle, which is to choose love instead of the fractious, refusing, judgmental, or resisting idea you see manifested as the problem in front of you. When you see a problem in front of you, for example, somebody behaving in a way you think is unacceptable, then hold a mirror up, turn it towards yourself, look inside and ask yourself these questions. Am I qualified to judge somebody else's motivations and behaviors? Do I even know my own motivations and behaviors? Actually, no. Perhaps I should focus on myself a little bit rather than feeling that I am self-righteously justified in criticizing others. This one little example, excuse me, this one little example shows you how you can immediately remove grievance. Wow. This one little example shows how you can immediately remove a grievance, a problem from your mind and life by changing your point of view, reframing the way you refer to the world. The world is here, playing itself out in front of you and washing over you every single day. And it is manufactured from within your consciousness and the collective consciousness of your society. Your job, however, is not to correct society, other than in correcting your contribution to society. Are you contributing loving thoughts and ideas, or are you contributing grievances? I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. This is a lesson in the fact that the world that we see is not the world as it is, it's the world as you are. And so the world that we are looking at merely reflects what's going on in our own heads, what's going on in our own belief system. And so when we are seeing problems in our life, and it looks like we are being bullied by someone, it looks like we are being micromanaged, it looks like we are being ignored, disrespected, undermined, betrayed. Those are ideas within our own minds that we are projecting out onto our own world. And so it's important when we see those things that we pause and reflect. And we look at how that reflects to what our beliefs are. Sometimes we are actually bullying ourselves, or we are creating bullying behaviors in ourselves, for example. Sometimes we are disrespecting ourselves. And sometimes we are disrespecting the world at large. And so we are disrespecting the projections that we are making. And it's not unlike writing a book or creating an art project and then showing it to people and telling everybody how awful it is. It just doesn't make sense. And so the problem is always that we are seeing things through the eyes of fear, through a grievance. And the solution, the answer to all of this is always love. When someone is treating you poorly, it's because you are somehow treating yourself poorly. And so if you can look at what your own misbehavior is and change it to one of love, you will be surprised at how quickly things can turn around. That doesn't mean it's going to give you the solution that you want necessarily, or the outcome that you want necessarily, but it means you are going to be able to see that there's an opportunity to learn something. And the opportunity is always to see where we are unloving, because our job here is to learn where we are unloving and to move back into a space of love. So if you are seeing things from that fear-based perspective, know that there is a solution that lies in love. And even if you have to agree to disagree with someone, you can learn that it's super important to honor other people's opinions and ideas and perspectives as much as it is to honor our own. And you may learn how much you play the old tapes in your head that tell you how awful you are, that you're wrong, that you are not worthy, all of those things. And you are simply looking at it in a way that you can perceive it and understand it, because our subconscious, our unconscious is very powerful, and we beat ourselves up all the time, but we look for the validation that our belief systems in our head are correct. And so when someone behaves in that way, we can understand that that is what we have attracted to us. And the answer is a miracle, and a miracle is a change in perception. And a miracle always comes from love, and a miracle always comes from joining, from the joining of minds in the oneness, in love. When we join someone in the idea of love, we create miracles. I hope your day is filled with miracles. I hope your day is filled with solutions that you can witness and see and appreciate. Have a spectacular day, guys. I'll talk to you later.